Welcome, this is Shiloh Sophia, and I am here with Marie Claudine. We are at CSW 58 at the United Nations, and we are here exploring women's stories and women's lives and overcoming. And you have an amazing story of overcoming. Will you tell us a little bit about when and how you came to the United States?
Thank you for having me. Yeah, we are here on the Commission on the Status of Women Conference 2014. CSW 58. I'm glad I came here to host event and to network of other women and young girls from around the globe to see how together we can link to each other, we can share our experiences, and then we can see how we can mobilize resources and support to help other women as well as ourselves. So my name, as you said, is Claudine. I'm from Rwanda. I survived the genocide in Rwanda. I lost my parents. My parents were killed. My grandparents were killed. My uncle, my cousins, my auntie, they were all killed. They cut them with machetes. My old sister, they raped her and then they cut her with machetes, so she died. So I survived it by the grace of God. Yeah, God saved my life. And then I chose the path to forgive, because forgiveness heals our heart wounded, and then also forgiveness helps us to move ahead in our everyday lives, because studies show that when you don't forgive, you seek revenge, and then when you don't find somebody to revenge to, you revenge to yourself, or you revenge to your beloved ones. So
how old were you when you came to the US?
I came to America 2005 actually. I won a scholarship.
Oh.
Yeah, I won a scholarship. I was chosen between 600 applications in the world by American well-known Robert Wilson. He's a theater director. So he's the one who selected me among over 600 applications in the world to come to America. I was the first artist from Rwanda, even from East Africa, to come to his program in Ireland, in New York City. Which is really was my, it's amazing, and then it was also my dream to come to America.
Yes.
I remember in 1999, when I finished I graduated from high school 1999, 2000. I was talking to this pastor. I was telling him that one day I would go to America. He was like, "Do you have a family in America?" I told him no. "Do you have friends in America?" I told him no.
Not yet.
So how are you gonna go to America without family, without friends? I told him only God will make it happen. I said, okay. It's 2005 when I get all my papers ready to come. I went back to him. I asked him, "Do you still remember that
was your vision?
I told you that one day I would go to America?" I said, "Yes, I remember." "Are you going?" I said, "Yes, I'm going." God made it happen. God is amazing. God is powerful.
I agree.
Yeah.
And so after you lost everyone, did you remain there in the area?
Yes, I was. Yeah, I went back to Rwanda. I was, and then I went back to school because I love education. And then the love, the courage, the self-esteem of my mom was in me. And then also I remember how my mom, she always was proud of me. That drives me to continue my life. That drives me to go back to school. To say that no matter what happens, no matter what challenge I am facing, I have to go back to school, because I don't want to make people judging my mother, because when when a child doesn't perform well, everybody blame a mother. Everywhere they blame a mother. So I wanted to be the best I could become, because I didn't want anybody to talk anything bad to my mom. Because when I was little, I heard my mother, when I was like under 5 years old, my mom she was sitting with other women and having conversation. I remember I was jumping, making noise, singing, and then other women told my mom, you should beat and discipline your child. You should make her sit down. And then my mom, she told them, no, leave my child alone. I know my child, she's smart. Even if I die today, she will survive. That time I was like, Mom, tell them. I grow up. And inside of me, believing that my mom, she's with me, she's so proud of me.
Yes.
Anything I want to do, I will do it because my mom, she's my supporter. And then I had my mother, and then I had God beside me. I was like, anything is possible. So when she was killed, I said, I don't want to sit down and cry. I don't want to become desperate. I don't want to lose my hope because I don't want anybody to start questioning, to start saying me and then wondering anything bad about my mom because my mom, she did everything she could do when she was still alive.
That courage in you. And so when I remember reading part of your story and you were talking about how even in the middle of the genocide you had that thought like, if I survive, I will dedicate my life to service. And do you remember that moment just like so clearly?
Yes, definitely, yes. I was, that time I was jumping over the body of the people. They were shooting, people were dying, even children were being shot in my right side, my left side, in front of me. Sometimes they even ask us to crawl like soldiers. That time I didn't know really that I would survive, but I committed the void quickly. Something come in me quickly, and I said, God, if you save my life here, I would help orphans. And then immediately I was like, how am I going to help orphans? Okay, I would study business because my dream before was to get PhD in math,
right?
I love math so bad.
So you were first going to be in business, and then after this happened, you transformed your early desire for math into helping others.
Yes, yeah. My desire before my dream, because I'm good in math, my dream was to get PhD in mathematics. I remember I used to tell my mom, don't worry, when I will get my PhD in math, you will be like a queen. You will have a servant. I will bring people who will be washing your feet, doing everything. She used to laugh at me. She used to tell me, you are crazy. You're going to do all this. I said, Mom, don't worry. I will do all this because I was brilliant in school. I used to have a first grade, first like an A+ in school. So I was 100% that
she believed
sure.
in you.
And then she believed in me. So
what is your mom's name?
Libera.
Okay, I just want to include her and think about her right now because clearly she's such an inspiration to you, and you are such an inspiration to others. And so after that time when you were, experiencing that absolute tragedy, like, what happened next? Were you able to hide? Did you take refuge? Where did you go after those moments?
After that moment, when I told God that if God saved my life, I would help orphans. And then I switched my desire to get PhD in mathematics to study business. I was like, I will go to study business. So that moment we had to go to refugee camp. After life in a refugee camp, we went back to orphanage. After orphanage, they brought us to my mommy's house. So I went to my mommy's house, and then I went back to school.
And how old were you at that time?
I was a teenager.
20 years ago?
I was a teenager.
So now it's been 20 years?
Yeah.
And you are here and you're working on behalf of others and taking your story and really made it into a victory, and you did exactly what you said you were going to do in that moment.
Yeah, it's funny because when I look at that, I'm like, yes, I did it.
Yes.
But it was not easy.
No.
It was not easy, but I'm glad I made it. I'm glad I did. I created a Why Do I Exist organization called Why Do I Exist to help orphans. I thank God for the courage and this driving, and the wisdom, and then the opportunities.
Yes, and I love that name. Why do I exist? Because it's the question you asked yourself at the moment where you chose your life. and it's a question where somebody who's interacting with you or your organization asks themselves, and it's a question that the orphans would say, why am I here? Which is the ultimate question of all existence. So you've named your organization of service into a name that really has the work already starting just in the name.
Yeah. The existence. Why do I exist? And then if I really exist, I have to perform something. I have to prove my existence. It's true.
And what is the name in your mother tongue? How do you say the name of your organization?
Kukindiho. Yes.
And when it came to you, came of course in your native language. And
yeah, it came in my native language.
When you learned English, you figured out what the translation was.
Yeah, it came in my native language, Kukindiho, and then I created it in Kukindiho. I started to communicate, to tell people, even in my country, everybody talk about Kukindiho. But because it's easy for people who speak my language to understand Kukindiho, what that means. Yeah. So every time I was communicating with English-speaking people like American, I had to translate.
Right.
Oh, Kukindiho means why do I exist? Yeah. Then I was like, okay, it's good to say why do I exist for them to immediately try to understand.
And so you're still working with the orphans who are there now, who are in their 20s and 30s.
Yes.
Right? And so what are they facing? Like, what are the most pressing issues? I know that you've actually brought artists and teachers back to Rwanda to provide education, including training for the orphans who are helping others in your country to do post-trauma work. And so what is the biggest issue that's facing the exact group of people that you have been a part of?
One of the big issues I found out these days, it's 20 years, but we're still, most of the orphans, they're still suffering of the trauma. Mm-hmm. Because we have over 1 million of orphans, according to UNICEF statistics. So we have many orphans who are helping the young siblings.
Yes.
These like 25 years old, 27, 26, they're taking care of the young siblings. They act like a mother, at the same time like a siblings, at the same time like a father. So they play like a 3 different roles at the same time. So their life circumstances force them to drop out. Most of them, they don't go to school.
The pressure.
The pressure. Not only the pressure, they had to take care of the young siblings.
Yes.
If they go to school, who's going to cook for the young ones?
So education, where they can access it, which would be in the home or in smaller groups because they couldn't go to school.
Yeah, education. We are planning it. The other day I was talking to this institution, international institution for education. One of the speaker, she was giving me an idea to provide education to the home, because if orphans they can't move to the school, at least we can see how we can provide access for them to learn while they are home.
Yeah.
So which will include online learning.
Yes.
This also will have to include computer. They will have to need to get access to internet, and then.
And that's why social media and internet is a part of your mission, right? Is to really help people communicate who are isolated.
Yeah, social media. Yeah, that's why I'm writing this book.
The power of social media.
The power of social media. Be yourself.
I love how you're wearing so be yourself, change somebody's life today.
Yes.
That you are just wearing, like, this is what I'm doing and this is what I'm up to, and inviting all of us to participate.
I have to market my work. And then I'm asking for sponsors in your bank.
Become my sponsor today. whydoiexist.org. I love it. Just like so brave.
Yeah, this idea to write this book came up. It's audio book actually.
Nice.
Finished. I send out to people to do proofreading, and then after I will record it.
Awesome.
And then
so we can purchase that off your website too?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Good,
you can even help us to sell it.
Okay, we will do that.
Then I'm still looking for distributors.
Yes.
You can help distribute to different places.
Well, we can help with that.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm so grateful.
So the idea to write this a book came up last year. No, come up. Yeah, the original was last year because of the positive result I saw with training for the orphans. These orphans, Like this one. This lady, she's American, Jewish American. I met her through Facebook. Her name is Susan.
Yes.
I met her in October. I contacted her in October because I saw what she's doing about trauma,
Yes.
Healing people, which
Yes.
was my desire for the orphans.
Yes.
I graduated 2011. I graduated in international trauma studies, but I was always wondering how I can implement what I learned.
Yep.
So when I saw her, I was like, "Can
Oh,
you
shit.
please come to
I
Rwanda
love that.
to teach, to educate, to train our
And so
orphans?"
they are now certified to offer
Yes,
some trauma. I
to-
love that because
yeah.
it's not just a class. You're actually educating them to help others in their community. I
Yes.
love that. That's
She
so
went
wonderful.
there. We communicated in October. We meet face to face in November. She lives in New Jersey. So she went to Rwanda in December. She trained them like 3 days. So they like you said, now they learn what they learn. They're teaching others. What I loved the most is this lady. They cut her arm off during the genocide. So this is plastic one. So when she was in school, they used to tell her that she can't do exercise because she's a person with disability. So they, according to what she told me, she sent me feedback, thinking because I asked all of them to send me feedback about what they learn, how they're gonna use what they learn. So she told me that she said, "Thank you very much for choosing me to take this training, which is helpful." And then I have to tell you that since 1994, since genocide happened, I never did any exercise because in school, teacher used to tell me you can't do anything. You have to sit down, wait for other students to finish exercise, then you can come to.
So this training really transformed her
This training
experience of
transformed her
herself.
because this training, she told me that Susan showed her how she can do exercise with one arm. Now she's fine. She's doing exercise with one arm. She's happy, and then she's teaching other orphans to do exercise.
So great.
She told me that doing the commemoration of genocide, most of orphans become so traumatized.
Yes.
So she said she will not be able to carry them because she has only one arm, but at least she will sit down, comfort them, talk to them,
Yes.
use techniques she learned from this training.
And this feels
I was
so-
like,
That's it. That's what you, and that's the
Beautiful.
evidence of you returning back to that earlier thread of what you said you wanted to do, and that's
Yes.
what you're doing.
I even posted that on Facebook. I said, the most things I ever did in my life which brought too much joy in my heart, everywhere, it's this program.
Yes.
To hear how this program transformed her life forever. I have 2 arms. I love sport. So I could not imagine how I would spend my entire life in school, sitting down, waiting for others
And then
to
the ridicule of being treated with a disability when you do have one, but you could still fully participate, but no one ever told her that.
No
And that's a
one.
huge part of what you're doing, is educating us here and educating them there about each other and how we can work together and how we can bring the healing and the experience of overcoming trauma, which is why you're such a hero for us, because you actually have risen from a place that could have devastated your soul, and you have transformed it into something that is this beautiful gift. And so all this time later, if you were going to talk to people who felt so like they could not go on, who were in their own way, whatever the trauma or situation, as you know, working with women and disadvantaged people, as you do, people all the time, whether it's an actual real danger or they're in their hearts completely fallen apart, what would you say to someone who's on the edge of their life, on the edge of wanting to live? Like someone who is like ready to give up, what would you say to them?
somebody who's ready to give up, somebody who are like depressed, who
Either want to commit suicide or they just don't feel like they have any value. They don't know why they exist.
Oh, okay, okay. The first thing I would tell those people is, you are alive.
You're alive.
Yeah, you are alive. You are you. No matter what you're experiencing, no matter what horrible life is bringing in your path, but you are alive. You exist.
Yes.
So therefore, if you exist, that means you have a power in you. But you didn't know yet, or no one ever told you yet. Same like this girl, no one ever told her that you can do exercise with one arm. So most of the sometimes we don't know what we don't know.
Yes,
but if we know, it's become much better. Like the scripture said, my people are perishing for lack of knowledge, lack of vision. So if somebody know that I exist, this is me, I am here.
Yes.
The next step is like, I can't take my life away, because biologically, statistics shows how many spermatozoids doing fecundation. How many? It's like 14,000 has to pass, has to die before God helped to create this fecundation. I mean, this egg in the womb of my mom. In order for me to live, I mean, to exist in the womb of my mother, there is over 14,000 spermatozoids which has to die. So it's a miracle. It's a miracle that I live from the womb of my mother. It's a miracle that I exist today, because when even you see people who pass on your way growing up, or your neighbors, your friends, your classmates, everybody, people who used to hang out with you, there are many, but you are still alive. So there is really no excuse or no good reason to take your life away. As long as you live, you exist, your existence. It is good to think about tomorrow. Most of the time, people think behind of themselves. They think about today, what is going on now, and then therefore they put themselves like in small closet.
Yes.
So they don't see that, oh, tomorrow may be better.
Yes.
Which helped me a lot is, I was like, I'm facing this challenge. I am here in this horrible situation, but I know tomorrow will be good. Yes. This promise to yourself, tomorrow will be good.
This promise to yourself that tomorrow will be good has resulted in the life of this amazing woman who's inspiring so many of us in your work. And I just want to thank you so much for having this conversation with us and sharing your beauty. We look so forward to learning more about everything you're doing, and I wanted to give you this red thread. So there's many legends regarding the red thread throughout the world, and one of them is the one that we love so much, and it's about orphans, actually. Do you know about it?
No.
This one is from the Chinese legend, and it says that those who are supposed to meet are connected by an invisible red thread since before birth. It may stretch or tangle, but it will never break. And so what we believe is that I'm giving this to you because we were supposed to meet, our paths have crossed.
Wow.
And so I'm connecting you to the red thread.
Wow.
And this comes from my community of women that this has been blessed by a group of women.
Say thank you to them. I love red. Red is my color.
I know, I saw you. I met Marie Claudine yesterday, and today she's in her red beret, and I was like, that's perfect. So thank you so much for spending this time with us. Tell us again where we can find you.
Yeah, the people can find me at whydoiexist.org, www.whydoiexist.org. And I believe that my existence is to praise God and to help other people. So what is your existence?
That's right.
What about
what
you?
is your existence? That is perfect. I love that, leading with that. So this conversation, we hope, has been an inquiry into your own existence. And what is it that you feel called to do? In her moment, she made a decision that charted the course of her life that is now affecting thousands and thousands of people, including her people back at her home. So what are the decisions that you're making at the moments where you feel like you have nothing to contribute, or that you are not unique, or that everything's been done, or that it's hopeless? It's not, and she's our evidence. And that's why it's so important for us to study, to look at, to applaud, and to support those who are willing to be courageous. So thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Yay.